Hello everyone, we wanted to introduce you guys to our news flash. I'm with Ramon Felix from Main Street Home Mortgage, and I'm Jeffrey Infante from Home Smart Professionals. Ramon?
Well, good afternoon everyone, and hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you, Jeff, for having me here today.
Yes, absolutely.
Really appreciate being a part of this. We love being able to get the right information out to the consumers, to the community, so that it can make people just better home buyers and create a better home buying experience.
Awesome. So guys, we're here today to kind of have an open discussion. This is non-rehearsed. We're going right at it, guys. So that's how we like to do it, right? Raw materials. So we me and Ramon were talking about, and we was like, you know what? We want to educate the populations out there, the home buyers that are out there right now, because there's a lot of questions that have been coming up. People are just confused or whatever the case is and stuff like that. So if you want to elaborate a little bit on that and stuff that we were talking before we even started the session. So
absolutely. I think there's a lot of stories that we hear in our industry that come up at different points in time, because you hear of one person's experience, you hear of the next person's experience, and we kind of it's kind of like playing telephone, right? The message starts one way, but then somehow, some way ends up somewhat distorted a whole different way. Right. So part of us coming here today is really to just get the right information out. And one of the aspects of our industry right now that is a huge component, because this is the next generation of home buyers, the next generation of consumers in real estate, but really all throughout, is the Millennial Generation, which I happen to be right at that beginning forefront of, right? Not to date myself too much.
It's all good.
But when you look at the Millennial Buyer, we are facing some unique obstacles in becoming home buyers. One, we got to see what a recession looks like from our parents' perspective.
Right.
And we saw our parents lose equity in their homes. We saw some of our parents be foreclosed. We saw some of our parents go through just tremendous financial turmoil that automatically set us up to think in a way of saying, hey, you know what? If that ever happens again, I don't want to be in that position.
Right.
So the Millennial Buyer really is just a more cautious buyer. When you really take it into consideration, after experiencing what they saw their parents experience, they're more cautious. They don't want to be held hostage by a mortgage payment. Right. They want to still be able to travel. Plus, the Millennial Buyer, we're also looking at a buyer that's filled with college debt. Student loans are so expensive these days and so costly that's really one of the biggest hindrances on the Millennial Buyer. Being able to have the financial capacity to buy a home while carrying, thousands and thousands of debt in student loans. Right. It's a very difficult position to be in, yet, how do we find a way to find that financial, or at least open up that financial freedom door to becoming a homeowner, to then, doing all these other different things when you're limited and strapped on cash or in cash flow, right? And that's one of the things that we look at, that we try and position our buyers in the right way by offering the right information, knowing what steps to take, and we have different programs that allow for that. But I mean, when you look at the statistics of millennials, which I think you have some really good data on, you can see that there is a tremendous opportunity in being able to service that segment of the industry.
Right.
And I think that in being able to do that, one of the ways that we do it is by really knowing all the different ways of trying to help someone that is, inundated in debt, in student loan debt, to be able to qualify. And that's why it's so important to have that conversation in advance.
Absolutely. And I think that's where a lot of people failed, right? I think they're scared to make that move and they held back.
So Jeff, it's really about meeting up with the professionals like yourself, like myself, or any professional in the industry really, to sit down and have that planning session. That planning session is so important, because that's where you give the opportunity for the people that are in this industry who have that, knowledge, the emotional content and the emotional knowledge behind how to structure these things right, so that it enables you to really accomplish what it is that you want. Right. We're here to help, we're not the bad guys, right. And we're here to educate, we're here to help our clients. And it's so important because if we are able to get to that point where we can sit down with someone, map out what they want to do, create a plan, then that really enables that person to now come out of wherever it is that they are at and be able to purchase their home, and form part of the American dream of buying a home and home ownership, and furthermore, do it in a way that is financially beneficial to your current situation. I mean, I remember when I bought my first home, my primary objective was just to stop paying rent. Because I remember taking tally and taking a roll of how much rent I paid in the last 5 years, and I said, man, I paid my landlord's mortgage, I
know, right, absolutely.
And after looking at that, I said, I have to change this. I have to make a change in this because I can't keep paying someone else's mortgage and creating equity for someone else,
Absolutely.
And in buying my first property, I remember that all I wanted was to cut my monthly housing expense with the acquisition of my first property.
Right.
And since then, I've bought and sold over 18 properties, and it's put me in a very different financial position.
Absolutely.
Just from making decisions and having a plan, and having at that time the sit down with the people that had the resources that I did not have.
That's important.
To be able to facilitate a solid plan that I could execute to become a homeowner and now an investor and very much invested in so many aspects of real estate now.
Right, beautiful.
So whether you start with a conversation with Jeff and a desire to look at a property, or you start in a conversation with myself and in a desire to get pre-approved, that's where you want to begin, and look for professionals that are not just looking at how much money they're going to make on your transaction. There are other professionals out there that take their careers very seriously. We're invested into what we do.
Absolutely.
And we look out for our clients' best interest.
Right, absolutely. No,
that's what it comes down to.
That's a great point. And just to kind of top it off a little bit too, I mean, one of the individuals, our clients that we helped out, Javon needs to say his name. We sat down with him, and we're running the numbers. I remember you ran it clearly, and I think he paid over 70-something thousand in the course of like 5 or 7 years or something like that. Right. So I opened his eyes, and his father was like, "Let's find a home today, man." So so today they're homeowners. We end up finding them a two-family. Two-family? Yeah, two-family.
So
and
he's got rental income now.
Yes. So
progressing in his career as well.
Absolutely. So that those are good stories you want to hear, and we're happy to take part of that. So with all that, like I said, education becomes a big element to this whole piece. And then we do our part, and and you guys do your part, obviously, and together we combine it, and there you go, and success, right? So I mean, you have anything else you want to share before we end the session here? Or?
No, I mean, I think the statistics are there, and I know you have some. That there is a huge need for the millennial market. There's a huge need in general for homeowners who want to educate themselves. So if you're a homeowner, if you are looking to become a homeowner, you have a desire to purchase a home, please reach out to professionals that can help you, professionals that are going to educate you, not just tell you, this is what you got to do and that's it, but really educate you so that you understand. There's a saying, right? You can teach a man how to fish, or you can give him a fish, right?
Exactly.
I'm one that I always prefer to be taught, right? Exactly, because then it allows people to be more financially independent and create success for themselves in their lives.
Awesome. Well, guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed this small session, and we're looking to bring more content to you guys and the public out there. we'd like to hear your comments. You know, share what, you know, stuff you guys want to hear about, real estate in general, interest rate, mortgages, whatever it is you guys want to hear about. Let us know. Put it on your comments, and we'll put it together. We'll have a little session just like this, and you know, we'll bring it forward to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and be blessed. You know, stay productive, stay positive, and keep progressing. My 3 Ps. Ramon, thank you, man.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much for
All right,
having
thanks,
me.
brother.
All right.
Take care, guys.
All right.